I ain't got no special intros. We live. All right. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. I'm Officer of 5000, Mataza Pa. I have the helm tonight for tonight's Brotherhood class. All right, and if you could see what the title is called Crybullies, because there's this new term, right? And this new term caught this eye is called Crybullies. Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google it for you real quick. I'm gonna Google it for you real quick, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what the I'm gonna tell y'all what the term Crybullies is. Because when I turn on the TV, right, I see our I'm gonna say our children, right? Because a lot of the children that are protesting are Black kids, are Black and Hispanic kids that feel like they're standing up to help against Palestinian oppression. You know, we need them to fight for our oppression, but nevertheless, these children are on these college campuses, and remember, college campuses are supposed to be a place of debate, right? That's where you know, supposed to be great minds get together and you can debate things on the college campuses, but it's becoming the one-sided debate now, where, you know, our children aren't allowed to say anything. And if our children say anything about what they feel is wrong, then they're being demonized, right? They're being demonized. I've seen where they're taking, like, you ever see like one of them trucks, and it has like an LED sign on the side, and you could program it to either play a video or show pictures or something like that. And so what they're doing is they're secretly gathering up lists of people who are in these movements, and they're like blasting them on the signs. You know what I mean? And these are our children. These are our children that's being demonized and being told that they have to essentially shut up. And they're being told that they have to shut up, right? Why? Because the words that the truth that they're coming out with is hurting another group's feelings. And because this group, this protected class, feelings are being hurt, now we have this term called crybullies, to where the bully is actually complaining about the victim. The bully is complaining that the victim is complaining. I'm like, what? How the hell does that work? But nevertheless, it's called crybully. I looked it up today. Crybully definition. So the definition for crybully, and this is Wikipedia, of course. Don't need to really go all too deep all up into it. But it says a person who engages in intimidation, harassment, or other abusive behavior while claiming to be a victim. Right. So there's a protected class who are very abusive. Right. When we see videos of the little hats, right, they're always talking about, you know, erase, you know, bomb all the Palestinians, you know, erase them. We're gonna, you know, you'll see them being very aggressive to, let's say, Palestinian Americans, right, or over here or wherever, and they're saying we're going to wipe you off the face of the map. I thought your fight was with Hamas. Right? If your fight is supposed to be with Hamas, why do we see videos of Israeli citizens talking the way that they're talking towards ordinary Palestinian, you know, Palestinians?
Salaki out of one. Could you say they're gentrifying those other people?
You said they gentrifying them?
Yeah, like with the bombs and everything.
Well, I would say it's more than just gentrifying. I believe it's just a total elimination. That's what it is. Just total elimination. We haven't seen anything like that in our lifetime, like on that mass of in mass like that we see. And so I would say it's a total wipeout of the people. Yeah. You got it. You can talk freely. You can just
So like, because I know the world is seeing it, but I'm not up to date with what's really going on up there.
Yeah.
But like, what is the world saying about what they're doing?
So what the world is saying on the world level, on the world stage, the world, or let me say the earth is saying that they're wrong. The earth is saying that what we see, somebody needs to be charged with something. This is clear war crimes going on, clear genocide going on, and it all can be proven. I mean, we all see it. It's happening right before our eyes, and that's how the world staged the earth. That's how the earth sees it, but not the whole earth. Not the whole earth. Most European countries support what Israel is doing. Why? Because they're the same. They're all the same people. You see what I'm saying? They're all the same people.
Okay.
So of course they support them. And not only is it they're all the same people, most of these countries that are in support of Israel, if you look at the people that's in Congress or the people that's in position of power in those countries, it's generally dual citizens, meaning somebody who's an Israeli citizen, but they're able to be a citizen here in America, so they can travel back and forth. They can work in both governments, which is crazy because you could just steal information from one government and just take it to the other one. And which has always been happening because, when you do your research, Israel is the biggest spy on America. Like the biggest spy on American people is the Israeli government. So yes, for sure, total elimination. Oh, did I read what that was? Crybully is when the bully acts like he claims to be a victim. So it says a person who engages in intimidation, harassment, or other abusive behavior while claiming to be a victim. And that's what we see when we go out and we talk and we say, look, we're the Israelites. We can prove it. We can prove that we're the Israelites by books that you guys have written, right? We can prove that you're Edomites. We can prove that you are the Khazars. Like, we wouldn't even have these theories. We wouldn't even have these facts unless it came from your books. None of us, I haven't seen one Negro that wrote a book talking about Khazars. Maybe now or something, somebody who's in the truth, like maybe an Israelite or something, wrote a book like that. But whenever we see these terms thrown around, it's always by their people. And then these are things that we can research from their encyclopedias. But so when we come out with this information that you wrote for us to read, then it's like, well, that's a hate group. They're anti-Semitic, hate speech. You see what they're saying? They're saying that they're against, and then this is it's like a smoke screen. It's like, see, they're against gays, they're against whites. If you're supposed to be God's chosen people, you should be against that as well. If you say you read this Bible, right, and you claim that you read the Torah, then you should be against it as well. But we understand that you don't read this. When you see one of them say that, oh, we read the Torah, they're not talking about this book right here. Because I've seen plenty of debates with Israelites, and an Israelite will pull a scripture, and this dude will not even know where the hell what's going on, what he talking about. They can't pull no scriptures. They can't explain nothing, break nothing down or anything. But however, they are talking about that damn Talmud. You can go in that book and, which is considered the oral Torah, and you can go in there and there's a bunch of stuff in there that, of course, goes against the scripture. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Itara, we got Itara in the chat. We got Chastity, Loaya. We got Quantazar in the chat. My man, 50 grand. Knock TV. Kwamida, Salakia, Mr. Slick, Terry, Virgil, everybody in the building, man. Everybody in the building. While I got y'all here, I just want to give a quick shout out to the brother Quatazar that's in the chat, and all the brothers that, my medics that worked during the Passover week and did an amazing job. These brothers, this is a new department that we just pretty much starting, which is a department that's very, very much needed in Israel. The school is getting bigger, and we've you train brothers on basic first aid. What's up? Go through here and go in there and get yourself a water. All right, so like I said, it's very much well needed in Israel, and these brothers did an exceptional job out there. I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't ask for better, right? So we'll get these brothers. We'll go ahead and clap it up for these brothers because, like I said, they did an excellent job. And without them brothers, if it was just me by myself, man, I would have. Who knows what would have happened out there? All right, so let me get the first scripture that I'm gonna go to. Right, give me Deuteronomy in chapter 30. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. We're gonna start at 1.
Khan. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
Now, so when you go, a couple chapters over, right, you'll see that it talks about blessings that we would get if we listen to the Lord, and it also talks about curses that would befall the children of Israel if we did not listen to the Lord. And this is Moses, and he's reiterating. He says, "And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse." Read on.
Khan, which I have set before thee,
and
thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
Now we should call them to mind among all the nations. What's going on, Zariah? Shalom, Lord of Christ. Hey, so it says that, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? That we're going to call them to mind among all the nations?
That we will remember?
Right. That, among all the nations, no matter where we were scattered, right? We're scattered among these nations, right? So we're scattered among these nations to the four corners of the earth. And no matter where we're at, we're going to start to remember these. We're going to start to remember the blessings and the cursings. We're going to remember ourselves, right? Well, first you got to remember yourself and know who the hell you are before you can start to remember the blessings and the cursings. That's actually in Baruch. What's that, chapter 3 or chapter 4? It talks about us remembering ourselves in our captivity. Read on.
Khan, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Right. We was driven to these places. Why were we driven to these places? Because, of course, we wanted to be hard-headed. We wanted to be a stiff-necked people. It says it all throughout the Bible. I don't have to. We already know how Israel is, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2, and shall return unto the Lord thy God.
What does it mean to return unto the Lord?
To come back to our natural selves.
Right. Come back to who the Lord created us to be. Like, he created us to rule. He created us to be special unto him, right? Throughout our different captivities, throughout our history, we've always cleaved unto other nations. We've always cleaved unto their gods and things like that. But in this captivity, we're remembering who we are, so that what it says, so that we can return back to the Lord, right? We can leave Caesar Borgia. Right as of right now, we're cleaving to Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia's got us, accepting LGBT. Caesar Borgia has us accepting drugs. Caesar Borgia, everybody got some type of cross or big Jesus pieces, so-called Jesus pieces in your ear, and those be the biggest gangsters, shooting up the whole block, selling all the drugs, right? So Caesar Borgia's got us doing that. Caesar Borgia's got us doing everything that goes against the Lord. Well, in this captivity, we're supposed to remember ourselves, remember the blessings and the curses, and return back to the Lord. When it says return back to the Lord, it's just us returning back and doing the things that our God told us to do. Like whatever Buddha tells Chinese people or Japanese, I don't know who follow Buddha, they do that. whatever Muhammad tells or Allah tells Muslim people, they do it. Somewhere Allah told them to strap a bomb to you. Strap a bomb to you and go and kill yourself. Blow yourself up in the crowd of everybody. You're going to, whatever they call it, jihad, or you're going to, get a special place in heaven. Well, they're listening to their God. We're supposed to leave their gods, come and return to ours, where ours is telling us how to deal with ourselves and how to deal with these other nations, right? So that we can live. And we're not being wise with these other nations. They look at us and be like, these niggas is crazy. Like, we can literally do whatever we want to these people, right? They don't respect us. We got a nation full of, we got a, when you look at, I just be looking at blacks and Hispanics sometimes, I'd be like, look at us, man. We big, we bigger than anybody and everybody in the room. Loud, like, it's just the flavor we got, the spirit we got, and how can we be controlled by this set of people or this set of people?
That's all you're saying. You ever seen like a basketball team that got all the top players, but they don't listen to their coach?
Come on.
You got all the talent.
You got what you say, all the talent, all the potential, but you don't listen to the coach.
Don't listen to the coach. You're going to lose every game. Like, damn, I didn't see coach.
And that's what's going on. We losing every game, man.
Right.
We losing. We straight losing. Kwaya Swan. And we losing the game partly because somebody give me Hosea 4:6. I'm gonna show you why we're losing the game. But what was we talking about?
You said 5 and 6.
Hosea 4:6. I like it.
I'm on verse 2.
You on verse 2? We'll pick it up on verse 2. I lost my train of thought. So like,
and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
Right now, it's nothing being taken away from when he's saying all that I command. Right, Moses is very specific. It's not saying all that I command until the year 2024. All I command until you got these set of pastors that arise and they're in the world teaching. No, it's you got only some commandments. Only just only do the tithing in 2024. Only do the tithing and that's it. No, it's not. No, it says all that I command. Right, read on.
Thou and thy children.
Who?
Salakia, thou and thy children.
Right, you and your children. Go ahead.
With all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Keep going.
Verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
Now you see now look. This is the blueprint on how we get out of captivity. Literally just said it right here. Look. All we have to do is obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then, like when we start to obey the Lord with all our heart and all our soul, then Yahweh, thy power will return or will turn thy captivity. Turn thy captivity means take you out of captivity. Then he will turn the captivity. How are we going to expect to get out of captivity when half of us don't believe in God, half of us believe in the LGBT gods, half of us believe in Allah, Buddha. Let me tell you something. When I turn on that damn social media, everybody want to be Muslim now. What the hell is this? Man, it's sweeping through the nation. It ain't just a Delaware. It ain't just like a Northeast thing like Delaware, Philly, Maryland. It's not just a Northeast thing no more, man. It's like everybody. They out in Chicago. Everybody want to be a Muslim. All you hear is Assalamu alaikum now. Everybody want to be a Muslim, right? But it says that all we have to do is just obey the voice of the Lord. And it means to teach our children that. Right. So if you got your children in school and that's one of the hardest places when y'all brothers have kids, man, that's one of the hardest things to fight. Your kids going to school. You better know when those holidays come up so you could just keep them out of there, man. Man, I had my kids in there one day and forgot it was like Valentine's Day or something. They had all types of, or it was something, man. They came home with an Easter egg or some bunny, something crazy. And I'm like, God, you know what I mean? You can hear it. They all happy. They eating this shit. I'm like, oh, man, how'd I slip like that? You feel me? How I slip like that. It's hard for those kids. And our oppressor knew what he was doing when he tailored these pagan holidays to the kids. What the scripture say? The scripture say, kids are their oppressors. Like, kids rule over them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Zarabakar, you know what I'm talking about? Like, kids are their oppressors. You know what I'm talking about? Your kid, when it says that kids are your oppressors, right, and they rule over you, it's because you're afraid to tell them no. You're afraid to see them unhappy. Everybody else is opening up presents, and you don't want him to be left out, so you allow him to damn do it. Just because you don't want him to be left out, instead of just telling them that that's wrong. That is wrong. What they're doing is wrong, and teach him. Of course, he's still gonna be a little sad, but you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how much kids soak up, and how much they'll be willing to do what's right. So all you gotta do is just tell them the truth, not lie to them. So much we lie to the kids, and I still like it, sis. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, dope. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 I'm talking like we had a conversation or just a conversation, and she's right there, and then a birthday come up. Things didn't work. So, right. Like, if it comes up, like, Gigi, your birthday. Yeah. So, yeah. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's right, man. Right. Give them a hand for Zariah Carr for training her up in the way that she should go. That's how you're supposed to do it. Just to everybody else in the world, they might hear you talking to your kid and telling them that's wrong and all that, and they might look at you sideways like, what the hell is this? He corrupting that little baby like that. Why would you be telling her that? Why would you be keeping her away from that like that? But in all actuality, he's doing exactly what the Lord requires of him. She's doing exactly what the Lord requires of her. Even in the midst of this crazy hellhole that we living in, you know what I mean? You still gotta have some morals, and you still gotta fight against Satan. You still gotta fight. Everything is what you think, the fight ends with you. No, your kids is out there. You gotta fight with them until they big enough to fight. So it says, if we listen to the Lord, right, with all our heart and with all our soul, that the Lord will turn our captivity. Read on.
And have compassion upon thee.
Right, and have compassion on blacks and Hispanics. Right. You know what's crazy is nobody has compassion on us. Right. Nobody has compassion towards us. I remember, and this is a crazy story to show compassion, right? But I remember I was in Rikers Island, right? I was in Rikers Island. I had like cracked my tooth on something, right? And I had this banging headache. I'm talking about. Y'all ever had a toothache? That'll keep you up at night, man. It'll make a grown man cry, or at least think like, man, I can cry right now. I don't think I ever did, but man, I can cry right now. God damn, this hurt, and it's always at night and it's throbbing. So I got a medic call. They got me in the thing. Of course, they don't try to salvage your teeth or fix them. They just go and yank it out. So they gave me the preliminary Novocaine or something like that, right? Numb my joint up. But I'm telling them, he started getting to work, and I just stopped him like, I can feel it. And they was like, I heard him say, well, he's to the lady something to the effects of like, he's an inmate. Like, you know what I mean? He's an inmate. He should be able to take this or some shit like that. Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah. And I know I ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping. And then I told him, and then when I wouldn't let him go, they hit me with another shot of Novocaine. And then, I still felt that. I think they was hitting me with a placebo. You know what I mean? It had to be like a water shot. It wasn't really doing anything. You know what I mean? And then luckily the procedure didn't last that long. They got the damn tooth out. But Esau will not have no compassion on you. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to have any compassion on you. Not the way the Lord is going to have compassion on you. They don't see the value in you, right? They don't see the value in you. They don't see the value in our children. We got to be the ones that come out here and say, look, young brother, y'all, you got royalty running through your veins. You got every chance you get, you got to try to build them up and teach them something like that. You have to. Y'all brothers got royalty running through your veins. Little young sister, you got royalty running through your veins. You know who Christ is? Like, you always got to be telling little kids that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's what we do at camp. Y'all know who Christ is? Y'all know how great y'all are? You got to tell them that. They might not understand what you're saying right now, but the seed, you could be planting a seed that might sprout 10 years from now. No, you good, sis. All right, get it. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. For that one day to be so special. Like. Mm-hmm. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. No, that's dope. You're right. No, everything start at home, and it sound like that. You sound like y'all, running everything in the home like y'all supposed to. You see what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to, because if you don't tell them, right, the TV screen is not outright saying you're ugly, you're a black kid, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're stupid. It's like it speaks to you, like unconsciously speaks to you. You see what I'm saying? It's telling you that unconsciously. What do you say? Subconscious. Yeah, like they associate certain things. Right, with the stuff that they're seeing. The dark side is the bad side. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, the good girl song. Mm-hmm. It's in a song. The song that the kids love from the movie Frozen. They're programmed like, let it go, let it go. Yeah, that song. Yeah, she loved it, but in those lyrics, it said, like the good girl's gone. Yeah, like the good girl's gone. Yeah. So what does that mean? If the good girl's gone, right, then there's just the bad girl that's left. Right. Just Phoenix rising. Everybody want to. You start to see that kind of stuff too. Phoenix coming out the fire, Phoenix coming out the ashes, or something. Supposed to be a new rebirth of something. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here, Quad Design, man? I seen Sexy Red. She was twerking. She had her stomach was about this big. I said, Lord have mercy. What are we doing here, man? Could you finish up? Read that from the top one more time. Deuteronomy 30:3.
Khan, verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
The Lord will have what?
Compassion upon thee. And will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
And I'm sure y'all see the question in there. It's a knucklehead in here. It said, "Is your father an Israelite by his own confession or by your invention?" I don't want to hear Jeremiah 17:4. Why would I pull Jeremiah 17:4? That's stupid, and it's very stupid. And whoever it is not showing their face, so we can't see who it is. We're not going to entertain them. But people demonize black people. People demonize blacks and Hispanics for trying to find their way. We try to find our way, right? And what we found who we were when we examined these scriptures, that we were who the scriptures was talking about, right? You could literally, any fool can read the scriptures and tell that all the nations have some type of characteristics. We, of course, fit all the characteristics, all the blessings and the cursings that you can see in Deuteronomy 28. But not only that, is if I'm not an Israelite and you're not an Israelite, there's only one group of people on earth that's claiming to be Israelites. I can go in their text to their writings and show where they know that they're Edomites, They know that they're Khazars. They know who they are. Well, what are we even having this argument for? What are we having this argument for? Do my dad know? I want to y'all know I want to get you. Yeah. Like, nigga, just shut the F up, man. Just get out the live. If you don't, if you have any meaningful questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. Of course, anything else, we're not going to pay no attention to. Okay, it says Salaki, if you already answered this question, but why do the powers that be in this country never go against Israel and not Netanyahu and everything that is happening? Okay, why is this country not going after Netanyahu? When you look at the people that surround Joe Biden, there are Netanyahus. It's a ton of Netanyahus, right? They're all the same people. America is a country that has been compromised. You know what works? How do you compromise? How do you compromise people in America?
By money.
Money, blackmail. That's how you compromise people in America, right? America is compromised. One big blackmail scheme going on, right? Why? Because of the people that's in the top, because of their demons and their lusts. They have lusts where they want to mess with kids. They have lusts where they want to mess with men. And they do these kind of things. And guess what? There's always somebody watching, somebody with a camera or something like that, and they be compromised. Y'all seen when even them Hollywood parties, all the stuff that's coming out with Diddy. The dude was talking about Carl Winslow. He said that he was smashing up Carl Winslow or whatever, right? This sounds sick, Salakia, y'all. Smashing up Carl Winslow, right? So the dude, right? He like on 6-0, right? He like on on 6-0, on 6-0. When Diddy came out, when everything was finished with whatever he was doing with Carl Winslow, when he came out, Diddy said that he likes when men do things for money. You know what I mean? Everybody's compromised. Everybody's compromised. Everybody been caught with their damn pants down. You didn't thought that, it was cool to do whatever you was doing, or you just thought that it was okay to do this thing to get into this circle, and you never thought that video was going to come out, or you never thought it was going to be used against you, and the pictures was going to be used against you. But so many times they are used against you. And so do you think that that's only just happening in the entertainment industry? What do you think Jeffrey Epstein was for? He had connections to Mossad. Y'all know who Mossad is, right? Mossad is the Israeli CIA. He had connections with Mossad. He was trapping people on purpose. That's the point. He got the kids. You indulge in these kids. Ooh wee, because you're a piece of garbage, right? And guess what? They got everything. They got everything. Cameras on everything. They said he was the black Jeffrey Epstein. Guess what? Cameras in the shower heads. Come on, man.
You saw the document that came out from the cops. They said all the stuff they found in this.
No, I didn't see that. I ain't see that. What they said? What they seen?
A whole lot of the whole house is wired like cameras in weird spots.
Mm-hmm.
You said bathroom mirrors and it's weird spots. Weird cameras.
Weird stuff, right? Oh, I just thought of the scripture. When what's that one shit? What's that one scripture where it says, "My sheep hear my voice"? Somebody give me that. And then Zarabakar, was you holding the scripture back there? And then you could finish out this one right here. I ain't gonna stop you this time. Verse 3 and then go down to 4. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
Hold on. We at Deuteronomy 30:3. Go ahead.
And have compassion upon thee,
Uh-huh.
and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
Right, we're in all the nations, right? Why? Because the Lord scattered us. Now, the Lord ain't just being cruel. You know, they be like, well, why did the Lord scatter us like that? Well, I don't want to serve that guy. He killing babies. He doing this. He doing that. It was laid down for us what we had to do. And guess what we did? We agreed to the terms of the contract. We agreed to the terms of the negotiation. And we said, yeah, we're willing to enter into this contract with you, and we're going to do it with blood. That was the stipulations. We broke the contract. We knew what the stipulations were. You know, the fine print. You know how they you hear something that it'd be like at the bottom. Right. Yeah, we got all the fine print, and we said, and we read the fine print. It ain't like now where we don't read the fine print. Back then, we read the fine print. We knew everything that it said that we was into ourselves, and we said, yeah, we want to, yeah, sign me up for that. And so now, when you don't abide by the contract, this would happen if you don't abide by the contract. We were scattered into all the nations, but it's saying that the Lord is going to bring us back from these nations, whether we were scattered to. Read on, verse 4.
Verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee.
So it don't matter how far you are, the Lord's still going to gather you, right? And we see it happening, right? There's brothers in here from everywhere. I met the brother from Puerto Rico, you know, the brothers from Jamaica, the brothers from the UK was over here chopping it up with them, brother. Like, you know, the Lord is bringing us all from all these places where we're scattered, and we're able to still get together. Now, we're not able to get together all the time, but we'll get together on the Passover. We'll get together in certain instances. And I think recently, I think it was like this last year or the year before, brothers went out there to the UK. You know what I mean? Brothers went down to the Bahamas to go chop it up with them, you know? So it says, if any of thine be driven out into the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee. Read on.
And from thence will he fetch thee.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed.
Which land is that?
Is that Israel?
Israel, right? These are the land. That's the land that our fathers possessed, that we would never get a chance to enjoy. Right? We see the land of Israel being trodden down by the Gentiles. That's what's going on right now. The land of Israel is being trodden down by Gentiles. They in there worshiping other gods. They in there at that damn wall rocking and copulating with gods and having sex at the. Like, what's going on here, man? That's what's going on in Israel right now. Read on.
And thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers.
Right, and we're going to possess our land. Right, that's what we're fighting for now. Fighting for a land that belongs to us, that we can't see. We don't see it every day. That land on the other side of the earth, other side of the water. But we understand what we're fighting for. Why? Because we have faith. Faith is fighting for things that's on. What it say? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fighting for the things that you can't see. We can't see that land. We can't see the Lord. We can't see Christ. We can't see none of that. But our faith is strong enough to fight for the things that we know is true. Right? We can look, we can examine the Bible and understand that it's true just from seeing historical events that's happening in the earth today. And that have already passed, but we're able to see that. Like, wait a minute. Well, yeah, this book is true. So let me do what I need to be doing. Read on.
Verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed.
Read on.
To love the Lord thy God.
To do what?
To love the Lord thy God.
Right, because everybody say, I love the Lord. Everybody, I love Jesus. Everybody love the Lord, but nobody want to do what he say do. You don't love him that much. That's like me saying, man, I love my dad. But every time the nigga tell me to do something, I go against the grain. I don't love him that much because I'm not willing to listen to him. I'm listening to myself. So that's showing that I love me. You got it.
He says law is done away with.
Kwayaswan, you started something here.
Oh man.
We telling you that that literally he's telling you that everything lasts forever, everything for generation after generation after generation. But will a Christian to come and say, "Nah, I went to theologian school and I was taught that it's done away with"? What you talking about? Nigga, what you talking? You mean to tell me you got a degree? No, I don't got no degree. I got common sense. I got common sense. That's what I have. I have common sense enough to be able to read this book. Look, they didn't expect us to start reading, man. They didn't expect us to start reading. And it's little small things that may happen in life that will get you to start to understand the truth. I was a felon. Fresh felon, right from Rikers Island, right from coming from Ogdensburg. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You up there spinning the yard. I'm looking at Canada. Literally, I'm looking at Canada. Come out. I'm cleaning up the highways and byways in New York. They taking us in them little joints, cleaning up the highways. I'm so dangerous too. I'm walking up and down the damn highway with a weed whacker. So I got a weed whacker, right? So, okay, just one detail. We was at the Bronx Community College. So we at the Bronx Community College. You know how we chopping it up. Kwayaswan, a bunch of brothers. We chilling. The classes let out. We. You already ain't gotta say nothing, right? And so, I met someone. That person ended up helping me get into school. Once I got in there, one of my first classes was social studies. Now, I haven't been in school since Job Corps. I dropped out of high school, and I ended up getting a GED in Job Corps. Well, I ended up getting 2 GEDs because in prison I had to get a GED. My GED didn't come fast enough, my transcript, so I had to just take the test. And so I'm in school. One of my first classes was I'm not sure if they call it social studies, but y'all know what I'm talking about, history. And mind you, I haven't been in school since 18. But I did understand. Common sense told me that something was wrong when they said they just started with the Enlightenment period. You ever heard that? The Enlightenment period supposed to be when everybody was stupid and dumb and nothing intellectual was going on during the Dark Ages. Then all of a sudden you have this Enlightenment period when there is an explosion of wealth and knowledge, and now people painting stuff. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Like, just logically speaking, nobody just wakes up and just becomes smart. You don't just wake up and then all of a sudden start painting. You don't wake up and start being a poet or things of that nature. So I asked the teacher, what happened from the year 1 to 1500? And she was like, oh, well, it's the Dark Ages. Nothing intellectual was going on. They give you that kind of crap. And that's what made me start to do research. Now, when I started doing my research, I was like a super Africanist. You know what I mean? I was like, rocking the beads, all that kind of stuff like that. But it brought me full circle back. It brought me full circle around to the Bible. I did try to read the Bible before, but it was hard for me to get past, this person begot this person. This person had this begot this person. And I didn't really understand. I didn't have the spirit to understand it. But once I read the Quran, I had read all that goofiness, and then it brought me back full circle to the Bible. And you know what I did this time? I took a highlighter and said, I want to know who had who this time. Now I want to know, and that's how I ended up getting past my hurdle, my little stumbling block that I had, right? We could drop that. What was that? Who got that one that says, my sheep hear my voice? Okay, let me get that. My sheep hear my voice real quick. I just thought about this for if my father knew that he was an Israelite and all that goofy stuff.
John 10 and 26.
Let me see. Let me hear what that say.
John chapter 10, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
My sheep hear my voice.
My what?
My sheep hear my voice.
Read on.
And I know them, and they follow me.
Uh-huh.
And I give them, and I give unto them eternal life.
Right. So my father may not have heard that he was an Israelite. However, my sheep hear my voice. I was able to hear the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord called me, I listened to the call, and I came in here and did what I had to do, and I'm still here now. And like I said, and we always say, Lord, allow the Lord to continue to keep using me, because the Lord can use you for a specific mission and then kick you out of here. He'd be like, yeah, not that nigga. No, man, not that brother right there. But you just got to understand that brother fulfilled whatever mission that the Lord was used. Whatever 10, 20 niggas that he brought up in here, that was his mission. To bring them in here because the Lord wanted them and maybe not him. Maybe he doing something that he not supposed to be doing or whatever reason. Who am I to even try to consider why the Lord does what he does? You know what I mean? My brain is here, his is there. I'm not even going to try to figure out why he does what he do. All right, you can drop that. Forget that dude. Zarabakar, can I get that? What you was holding? You got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. For my people. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are their oppressors. Now, that goes back. So when you read something like that, you'd be like, wait a minute, how are children going to oppress me? Mm-hmm. Your child is oppressing you because you're afraid of him. You're afraid of her. Your child tells you what's going on. Your child tells you that the child wants candy, the child wants this, the child wants that, and you have a problem saying no. You have a problem saying no because you don't want no tears to come from their eyes. You want them to have everything that you didn't have.
Right.
Or you like whatever reason you come up with. But when you allow that child to make you do things that you ordinarily wouldn't do or something that you know is wrong, that child is ruling over you.
Right.
That child is your oppressor.
Right. Keep going.
Yeah.
And women rule over them.
Oh, we already know how that goes. So I'm gonna leave that alone for all the sisters being in the chat. Like, what you got to say about us? Yeah. Any more on that? Go ahead.
Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
Right. They which lead you cause you to err. The people that we follow cause us to err.
Right.
And then because we have bad leadership, then we in turn become bad leaders for our children. Because remember, we're leaders to them.
Right.
No, we lead them. Mm-hmm. They do what we tell. They do things. A father is like a superhero.
Right.
To a child, and when they see the things that you do, they follow that. Mm-hmm. You're a leader. You may not know that he's watching everything that you do and that he's going to go out here and repeat it, but they do. Right. Like I picked up, and let me tell you, and it's not just your biological father. My biological father did 20 years in jail. Me and Tazaiwan seen the brother when me and Tazaiwan was like 18 walking down 4th Street. And, we've been up there to see dad plenty of times throughout the years. Grandma would take us up there to go see him, right? So we know what he looked like. I know I'm looking at my damn dad. But that's how we seen him. We've seen him walking down the street and just was like, Dad, type John. And he like, boys, type John. And yeah, that's how that happened. That was crazy. That was crazy. But I had a stepfather this whole time. My point is, I had a stepfather this whole time. And my stepfather, he passed away, right? Mm-hmm. I was actually the one that hitting, with the CPR or whatever.
Right.
But one thing that I've noticed about me in my life, if I'm honest, is I picked up good things from him and I picked up his bad habits. See what I'm saying? So it's not just from your biological fathers or biological mothers, whatever father figure or mother figure that you're around a lot in your life.
Right.
And if you have multiples, then you'll pick up things from all of them or whatever. But I picked up a lot of things from Tree, good and bad.
Right.
Good and bad. You know what I mean? I've noticed some of the things I say or how I say it. I'm like, God damn, that's this nigga. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's literally crazy.
Right.
Read on. You got it.
Kind of cop. Okay.
No, go ahead. Salaki.
Did y'all end up, this is probably personal thing, but did y'all ended up piecing up with your father and like getting a relationship?
My dad, yeah, I got a relationship with my dad. He on Facebook right now. Mm-hmm.
What's on Christ?
No, don't get me wrong. It ain't necessarily like, if I can be honest with y'all, it's not necessarily like, okay, Mom Dukes, I was around Mom Dukes every day. Now, my stepdad, he passed away, but I was still around him every day. So I would go and check them. Like it's just natural for me to check on them or check for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, me and my dad, when we do see each other or something like that, we speak, but it's sad to say I don't necessarily check for him. It's just life. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily check for him the way I check for Mom every day or see how she's doing or stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I could be better at it. But one thing that you know I can do in my life is recognize that and try to change it for the future. You see what I'm saying? Keep that open communication for the younger ones. Me and Chris, young man Chris, don't have necessarily the same relationship that me and my father had, because I keep everything open. I don't lie. I tell them everything. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm happy with how they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Mm-hmm.
I don't call my dad.
Oh yeah.
I was fighting with that. He ain't really been around. So
Yeah.
Like, you are my dad.
It is. I mean, because he is what it is. What it is. He is your dad. You know what I'm saying? But I understand how we grow up, and even we may or may not treat them. We may treat them the way like we seen on a movie. You may or may not know that you're doing it, but you may be treating them like how society telling you to treat them. It might be something subconscious. You know what I'm saying? That we may or may not be aware of. It's not saying that you're right or wrong, but that might be that could be the case. So if I'm in that situation, I might fight harder to say it. I might fight harder to say it. And you never know, man. Our parents in the generations where our parents in, they're not real big on communication. Like them niggas they won't tell you they love you. It's just implied. It's just you not love you. You know what I'm saying? All of us then went to our kids. You don't love me. You know, nigga, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We are, yeah. But you know, our parents do love us, and it just might be something that subconsciously we're doing, even though we don't know that we're doing it. So I would just make a conscious effort to maybe, try hard to say, yo, what up, Dad? What's going on? You know what I mean? My boys ain't around me. That's sad though. That's sad because I didn't try everything to get them. I tried, yeah. I didn't. Let me not say that. I haven't tried everything. I ain't taking to court.
So they call you, or do you like reach out to them?
They call me now, but it's usually for money, or it's generally for money. But I'll call them. I'll say, when I think about it, I'll try to say hi and all that kind of stuff, because I don't want to, even though they're away from me, I know how it can be. I know how it was with me and my father. You see what I'm saying? So even though she got him calling another nigga dad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard. It's rough. But then, okay, it's effed up, right? But then I also understand how women are. I also understand how women are who are under a Western mindset, who are under, who follow after Western ideology and don't know any better. It doesn't matter. And I'm sitting right here and I got all the knowledge and I'm dropping it on you and I'm telling it to you, but you still not listen. You don't want to listen. So I can understand that too.
I didn't know you right about the communication thing. I'm like, why do I not call you? You my dad.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. But another thing that can help you, get over that is whatever reason why he doesn't call you. Remember, there was a lot of vices put in place to break up our houses, and he might have just fell victim to it. So you could just look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he might have whatever. I'm not sure how your relationship is or how it even got to where it is, but I understand that, you know, my dad punched somebody in the mouth. My dad was robbing somebody. My dad robbed an Edomite. Edomite ended up passing away, dying, you know, days later or something like that in the hospital. And that's how he got his 20. But I understand that he punching you in your mouth so he could feed us. Remember, this is in the 80s when crack cocaine is on the rise. Remember, the government was an enemy to black people. The government was the ones putting the drugs in the neighborhood. So when I just sit back and I think about that kind of stuff, they just fell victim. But they was doing anything that you or I would do if it came down to the come down. Let me just leave it at that. If it came down to the come down, I'm a man. Understand that. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, Robert Carr, you hold on to something?
Kind, sir.
Let's get it.
And destroy the way of thy paths.
Mm-hmm.
That's you want me to keep going?
No, you good on that.
Okay. And I just had something to say about
Of course.
that. You know,
Let's
of course, like you said, the scriptures say like our leaders cause us to err. We was just talking about it the other night in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. How, you know, the Christians, they celebrate Easter. Like everything that the oppressor taught us and gave to our leaders causes us to sin. It's every single thing
That's real.
that they taught us is opposite of the way of the Most High.
That's real.
Even from how we read from left to right.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In our language, we read from right to left. You know, what else do we do?
They succeeded in making us backwards. You know,
everything is backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Easter. Most of people who Christians celebrate Easter, they follow in the Roman pagan tradition. Right. And in that tradition, like in Catholicism, they do their quote unquote sacrificing before Easter. Like the whole thing of Lent, you can't eat meat on Friday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
never knew what all that was.
Yeah, it's you know, Ash Wednesday, you can't eat meat. You can eat fish, but you can't eat like meat.
You can eat meat, but just not like cow meat or you know what I mean? But because that's still meat.
Exactly.
It's funny.
They're supposed to give up something that they love, like maybe an activity, a hobby, or something, like basically sacrifice something because they teach that Christ sacrificed his life for you.
Right.
So you got to give up something all the way up until Easter, and then it's over, right? So you can go back to eating a cake at Easter, but with us, of course, our sacrifice starts at the end of Passover, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We got to get all the bread out. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that they made for us is totally opposite. So they cause us to err. They cause us to sin. They cause us to go away. And because we want to be like them, they cause us to go away from what the Most High taught us.
Of course.
You know That's all
And Carter G. Woodson's book, right? The Miseducation of the Negro. He talks about the Black Christian Church. And he says in here how the Black Christian Church has had a sufficient amount of time to create its own doctrine, but has not created its own doctrine. That the Christian Church merely teach the thoughts of white people. That I mean, he was able to understand this in the 60s. What's the difference from the 60s with his sentiments that he wrote in here and what we see today? Nothing. The Christian church is still the same, right? The Christian church. I'm gonna tell you how crazy the Christian church is. They teaching the Kabbalah. The Christian church is teaching the Talmud and the Kabbalah right now, and they don't even know that they're teaching it.
Right.
They literally teaching stuff from the Kabbalah, and they don't even know that they're teaching it. It's crazy. The Shekinah glory filled the room. I always go to that one example, but it's true. None of that stuff is scriptural. It's all coming from the Talmud or the Kabbalah. You got it.
I was about to say, it seems like every time something new comes out, the church will tailor their doctrine, like they try to fit in whatever is popping.
Right.
Into that to bring more people in. It's weird. Like
they are like what is the word I'm looking for? What is the term I'm looking for? they'll like cater the doctrine to whoever is sitting in the damn seats. I'm looking for a scripture. What's that? Zechariah. Give me Zechariah in 2.
Two and two.
2 and 1. Because, you know, we in the end times. We all know that we in the end times. Christ said you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, but understand that this is not the end. But we're at the end, but it's not like it's going to be tomorrow, but it could be. So make sure you're ready, because Christ could come like a thief in the night, right? We don't want to think that we don't want to be unprepared, you know. So prepare yourselves, right? We understand that we're in the end times. In the end times, what we have to have is we have to have brotherhood on a whole nother level. We got to have brotherhood on a whole nother level. Why? Because the other nations they got brotherhood on a whole nother level.
That's a fact.
Right? They have their brotherhood. If you don't have good brotherhood, their brotherhood is going to trump yours. Nobody that's confederate against us is stronger than us, right? Nobody on earth is stronger than blacks and Hispanics, right? And Native American Indians. But you know how they beat us? They beat us because we have a lack of brotherhood. They beat us because we have a lack of brotherhood. And we have a lack of brotherhood, right? And y'all got the Hosea 4 and 6? Somebody give me that Hosea 4 and 6. We have a lack of brotherhood because we don't even understand how powerful brotherhood is. We don't understand that my brother is this Negro that's dealing with rats and roaches. This Negro dealing with rats and roaches. This Negro dealing with rats and roaches. Same thing I'm going through. My brother ain't some Edomite.
Right.
You understand? We try to make everybody our brothers. We try to make everybody our sisters. We're trying to gravitate towards the Palestinians because maybe somehow if we can help them become free, that's going to translate to a Negro being free. Nah, why everybody out there fighting for the Palestinians? Guess what? I just seen like a cop just killed somebody. A cop just unalived an unarmed black man like a week or two ago. Like it's still where's all the marches? Everybody's so focused on Palestine though that we had a little whatever that Black Lives Matter, but it's still going on. It's just like it never stops with us. But everybody can just that's how it's supposed to go with black people. Let's start to fight for the Palestinians. Maybe that's a better movement or something. I don't know why. You know, everybody that forgot about a Negro that forgot about a Negro all up in there fighting for the Palestinians now. Like, God damn, how you go? Man, get you right first. It's crazy. You got to go ahead.
I'm about to say they didn't send like $1 billion over to Israel, right?
Man, look, $90-something billion. Look, and then this is crazy, right? I'm gonna show you the double standard, right? I'm gonna show you how the media is. When it comes to the war, when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, they say, "Oh man, Russia's so horrible. They're starving out the Ukrainians. They're using starvation as a war tactic. Russians are so horrible." But how come that doesn't translate to the same thing, the same horribleness, when it's the Israelis doing it to the Palestinians?
Right.
They're doing the same exact thing you're saying that the Russians are doing, but Israelis are they got the green light to do it. Do y'all know why we got so much vested in Ukraine and so much vested in Israel? Or, okay, why we got so much vested in Ukraine like we do Israel? Y'all know? Ukraine, I guess you could say they're our allies, but it's more to it than just them being our allies. That region over there. That's the Khazar region. I'll just give it to you. That's the Khazar region. Zarabakar, go to the Times of Israel. I think it's called Leak Report. Jews, in fact, Khazars. And I had this like when I first came into, I had this like some years ago when I first came into the truth. And what it talks about is how they know that they're Khazars. But that region over there in the Ukraine, remember, that's the Khazar region. They're trying to rule from two fronts. They're trying to rule from both places. They're trying to rule from both places. Because anybody can answer this, right? Why is Ukraine so? What is so valuable about Ukraine that we got to fight for it? What do they have that we get from them? Nothing from them. Nothing. The only thing that we've ever seen, y'all can find this on TikTok. You can find this on Instagram. You can find this on Odyssey. You can find this on Rumble. Ukraine traffics women. They traffic organs. Like they were saying that the Ukrainian fighters was up there with no organs, man. I said, golly. I said, golly. You got all these people fighting for you, and that's what you do. That's how you do them.
Hey, man, come on, the story where they said Ukraine blew up one of the caravans.
Oh, Israel blew up that. Yeah, they was blowing up their own caravans. Yeah, it's called the what was that? Something agreement. What is that? What was that called? It's a term. It's a term. I'll find it. But the term is they would rather off you so that you can't be captured and potentially give away Israeli secrets. Yeah, I was like, golly. I thought the Samson option was crazy because I got this book that I was reading, right? It's called The Samson Option. Yeah, of course they called it Samson, right? Y'all know what Samson did. Samson in the time, he pulled down and killed everybody, right? He knocked the pillars down and killed everybody. That's what the Samson option is. During when, so the Samson option talks about how the Israelis, right? Because remember, they always talk about Iran having, and I'm sidebarring, so I get for everybody out there, right? But okay, so they always talk about Iran's nuclear program. Oh, Iran's trying to get a nuclear bomb. That's all Netanyahu. Every time he talking, one time he was in there with a little poster with a it said Iran, and then they had like a little Acme bomb. Like remember Acme from Looney Tunes? He had a little Acme bomb up there. I was like, what is you doing? Like the propaganda is real, right? And so he keeps talking about how he keeps trying to suck America into a war with Iran. If you so big and bad, why don't you go to war with Iran? Why do you got to keep coming to the UN Council or to America to say, look, Iran's trying to get a bomb. Iran's trying to get a bomb. When the whole time, like, okay, the Israelis, this is how the Israelis are. They're the type of people that project. So whatever they're doing, whatever they see somebody saying about them, that's what they say about the other people. That's generally what they do. And so they weren't supposed to have it. Nobody in the so-called Middle East is supposed to have nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons. The French helped them start that nuclear reactor. America used to spy over there in the desert, and America used to, you know how they spy and they take the pictures and they like, wait a minute, it's something going on. It's circular, it's something going on. Make a long story short, the Israelis, according to the book, kept lying about the whole nuclear reactor. They actually built like a front. Like, so you think you're going into the nuclear reactor or whatever you're going into, but it's really not. No, that's not really it. And so they amassed from then till now, they have nuclear weapons. They have nuclear bombs in Israel right now. Israel is the only place in the Middle East right now with nuclear bombs. Now, part of the law in America is that we don't help people with the nuclear bombs. We don't give aid to people with nuclear bombs, but we continuously give them all our damn money. I was about to just say Joe Biden or just ask Netanyahu, hey, man, can I get $20,000? I need $20,000 for my student loans, man. God damn, we just giving them $90 billion. They just approved $90-something billion. That's billions, not with it, not millions, billions dollars for them in Ukraine. For what? For what? We got kids over here that are in debt. We're in debt. We literally have to be in debt, right? So I'm already in debt to $20,000 to the school, right? But then I still pay taxes that's getting taken to go over there to fund a war that I don't agree with. Come on. Man, K&A look like zombie land. Y'all remember when we went to go pass out food out there? It was so crazy, yeah, bro. It was so crazy out there, man. They were shooting up needles in front of us. They were shooting up needles in front of us. I had to make the kids, I think I had my kids that day, I had to make them stand behind the damn, stand with the sisters behind the damn tables. It's wild out there. Wild, wild west.
It's so bad. They using this new thing. They using like they shooting up tranquilizer now.
Stop playing. I'm
sure.
sure.
Like kill like I believe sharks or something like that.
Shark tranquilizer. Y'all see that one tranquilizer? I forgot the term that they call it, but when you what's it called? Alligator or something like that. You know, when you take it, it rots your meat down to the bone. The dude was tapping on his bone. The dude was like this on his bone. He was like this. You can hear that like on the bone. He was like tapping on his bone. It was like something that was going on in Russia. Was over in that part of the world that you know, when I did see the documentary some years ago, it was over there. So now you're telling me it's over here. How is that allowed to how is that allowed to happen, man? That shouldn't be allowed to happen. You know, brothers and sisters are going, you know, slap out their mind off these drugs because they can't cope with everyday life. Like, our oppressor made everyday life so hard. Like, okay, we make it look good. You know what I mean? You know, of course, we in the truth. We make it look good. That ain't like you're never going to go through any adversity because you're in the truth. But we just make it look good. Some people, imagine the average person who don't have any coping skills, any coping abilities. Imagine the average person who don't have, I can call you Quatazad, you know what I'm saying? I can call one of y'all brothers like, yo, this shit is getting real. Please, just give me an ear for a second and just let me talk. You feel me? Imagine people who don't have that, because you know, if they do open up, if I do open up and tell Kwai Aswan, pour out my heart to Kwai Aswan just go and tell it to the internet or tell it to everybody else or something like that, because he's not really my brother. He was just sitting there listening just to hear my deep, darkest secrets and see what I'm going to reveal so he can tell everybody. Imagine if that's all the type of people you got to deal with. You don't have nobody to vent to. You don't have nobody to talk to. You don't have nobody to communicate to or get any counsel from. And brothers is out here going crazy, man.
It's a lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
Inside your house, you gotta go outside your house.
It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain. And the smarter y'all brothers get, that's what the one scripture, I think it was Paul that said that. You know what I mean? Like, the smarter you get, the more painful it is. Because now you really see what it's hitting for. Now you got the you know, how was it that one movie? It's like when the glasses is off, you don't see anything, but you put the glasses on, it's like, oh snap, this is really what's going on. Y'all brothers have those glasses on where you can really see what's going on, and it just makes you sad. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like who are these people to talk to us like that? Who are these people to treat us like that? You know, and you want to do more. And so, you know, you can only do what you can do. So what do? We make sure we in here at these classes on time. We make sure we do what we got to do. We make sure, don't matter what the hell I got going on. I was at work all last week. Shout out to the brothers that, you know, held everything down. But, you know, we in here as much as we can. As much as we can. Was we holding on to anything? Hosea 4:6. Quantas I fuck with. The water here. No, right there. Oh, yeah. I'm looking by the globe. That's where my eyeballs at. Hosea 4 and 6. And then what's the other one? Is it? I got Zechariah 2.
I got 4 and 6.
Give me Hosea 4 and 6. And then there's the scripture. What's that one that go with Hosea? No. I'm too wild with that. What's that one that go with Isaiah? With Hosea 4 and 6? Is it Isaiah 5 and 3? I know I used to Tazaiwan used to always pull it throughout the Hebrew.
Look it up.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find it real quick. Of course, when we
you wanna
yeah, that's what I do right there.
my people don't know not who
It,
they
it,
are.
go, it goes with it. It's like why we just. It says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and then it got something. It says something.
Is that the one? The abs knows master. The
No. That's for sure. That's a good one. That's what's that? That's 1 and 3 or something. But I'm looking for. It's going to be. Is it Isaiah 5 and 3 or 13?
Is it?
We're here combating the Crybullies. Y'all see my title, right? Crybullies.
Mm-hmm.
Was Isaiah 30 and 9? That this is a rebellious people, lying children.
Mm-hmm. No, it kind of got this. It got the same wording as Hosea 4 and 6. It's either 5 and 3 or 13. Okay. So somebody give me Hosea 4 and 6, and if you could pull Isaiah 5 and 13, that's going to be the precept. That's going to be the precept to it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 6.
No, let me get the Hosea 4 and 6.
I have. That's what I said.
Oh, you said Hosea. Oh, my bad. I thought I just heard you say Isaiah.
Oh no, Hosea.
Okay, throughout it.
Khan. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Why are black people destroyed? For a lack of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go into these institutions where we're supposed to be taught knowledge. When you go into the Christian church, literally they be having them screens. They should pull down the screen, turn on have some PowerPoints. Y'all see Thus Young be having like a PowerPoint every week. Put on the PowerPoint. If you're not gonna have a PowerPoint, pull out some of these books. Pull out some books so that we can be knowledgeable. Right? Try to change the way we think. They say if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Now, why would you say that? You say that because we're lazy when it comes to reading. We don't want to read. You know what I mean? And that's just the God's honest truth. That's what made me read. When I heard that, I thought that was so messed up. I thought that was so degrading. I took it personal. And that's what made me be able to suffer myself through a damn book. And now it's like I'm looking because the Lord gave me that spirit. This is why we got what we have. That's like my thing in the truth. My thing in the truth is research. You know what I mean? Some brothers is research. Some brothers is speaking well. Some brothers is camp. Some brothers is teaching. So it's, brothers have a whole bunch of different talents. You know what I mean? I would just say, my talent is research. I'm able to look at stuff and find stuff in the weirdest places, in the weirdest places. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Keep going.
Khan. Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Most of the time, when you're talking to black people, they get rejecting what you're saying.
They don't want to hear it.
What they say? What you say, Zababakar?
Salaki, they say they don't want to hear that shit.
They don't even want to hear it. When I come around, when I start walking up, they be like, "Oh man, this."
Here go this nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to have no regular conversation. Do we got to talk about that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you ask me a question, Do you got to pull out that book? Can't you just answer the question? Well, that's the only way I know how to answer.
Right.
If it wasn't for the Bible, I wouldn't be able to answer you.
Mm-hmm.
Some questions I can't answer. I got to go to someone higher than me to get the answer for you. But whatever I can answer, I'm answering this way. Right. That's the only way I can give a sound answer.
Right. Passover brother said that he was debating the brother in this parking lot at Passover. He's a Christian. And we use the scripture. He's like, how do you use the scripture?
Yeah, like, yeah, you're a Christian. I'm using the book. I'm answering from the book. Yeah, why do I have to pull out something from my cheeks? You know what I mean? Pull something from my ass.
Speak from your heart.
Like, speak from the heart. What does the Bible say about that?
Your heart is deceitfully wicked.
Above all things.
Above all things. Right.
We're going to always keep cutting you because we understand that your heart ain't this. Your heart ain't thinking. Your heart ain't doing stuff. However, your mind, which is called the heart, it has the potential to be wicked and deceitful, think and imaginate messed up things. That's where it all starts, in your imagination. You think child molesters first think about that stuff first, man. They think about it. They think about getting away and then they act on it. Right? So we can use our brains the opposite way and think about righteous stuff and then think about good things that we can do and then act on it. My people, read that from the top one more time.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
I got you, Kana. I'm gonna tell you what Crybullies is, because we talking about I was talking about the little hats, right? And the term, if I'll get a brother to look it up for you in 1 second. Hosea 4 and 6.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Read on.
I will also reject thee.
Because we reject knowledge, the Lord rejects us. So when we turn our face away from the Lord, guess what happens? The Lord turns his face away from you. And then most of the time, we only call on him when something wrong. We only turn our face towards the Lord when you just found out you got stage 4 cancer. You just found out, your family member got stage 4 cancer, or you just found out that you're about to get evicted, or you found out that, anything. You about to get locked up or something like that. Your kids, something going on with your kids, then that's when you try to turn your face to the Lord. That's when you don't want to reject the Lord. But because you've been rejecting the Lord this whole time, the Lord is going to reject you. It don't matter if you in your time of need, the Lord is going to reject you, man. Read on.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
Because we forgot the law. Now, what's the main reason why we forgetting the law?
Christianity.
My man. Because we're being taught to forget it. They're telling us every chance that they get that the laws ain't done away with. And we're the wrong nation on earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the wrong people that you can tell that we ain't got no laws or nothing to abide by. Nah, you can't tell us that. We need some structure. We need structure. We need that blueprint. We need structure, because if you tell us that we don't have to follow anything, we're gonna make sinning look good. I'm gonna tell you that right now, Quataza. We're gonna take sinning and we're gonna make it look like it's righteous. We'll make sinning look like it's righteous. And so tell me I'm wrong. That's a fact, right? Because we reject knowledge. Any more on that? You can pull that Isaiah 5 and 3.
You ready for it now?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of
Judah. So I get 13. My fault. 13.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore, my people are going into captivity.
Now, remember it said that we were destroyed and we was going into captivity for a lack of knowledge. Now we're going into this captivity. Read on.
Therefore, my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished.
Right. What does famished mean?
Isn't like you're starving, like famished? Like
right. Yeah, they're skinny, they're famished, they're weak. They're not even eating the truth. Right, they're not eating the good, like drinking. You know how I'd be like, living waters come from out of my belly. Then this is the meat. You know what I mean? They're not eating and drinking what they need to make their spirits whole. These niggas is famished, man. Them Christian niggas, fat niggas, varicose veins and all that, famished.
Now, could you use a term like their tree bears no fruits?
Their tree for sure bears no fruit. But I would say that, okay, it doesn't bear righteous fruit. It bears fruit. But it does bear fruit, but it can still bear an evil fruit, right? Because you ever see them little niggas, right, that be coming up and they be like, and the Lord, they be like his age acting like a pastor. That's bad fruit. Because he's going to grow up and be no different than the next homosexual. Read that one more time. Isaiah 5 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
And the multitude dried up with thirst. Like I said, we're not getting that spiritual meat. We're not getting that spiritual water, right? The Jesus Justice League, right, said faint, right? And that's true. Our leadership is faint. Our leadership is weak. That's actually in the Apocrypha. It says that, they'll be faint in the day of adversity. And we're going through a lot of adversity right now, and our leadership is faint. Our leadership is afraid. Our leadership is afraid to stand up for the children of, the black and brown children of America. Black leadership is afraid to stick up for them. There are black and brown kids who are on these universities and they're fighting against what they think is right. They're being demonized. They're being demonized. They're being told. They're being made. There's a list that that the oppressors are making. That if you're on this list, found to be supporting, if you pro-Palestine, then you can't work at. Most of these people go to these Ivy League schools to try to get high-paying jobs. Well, guess who runs these damn jobs? Nah, there's a lot of them are Israelis. Yeah, a lot of them are Israelis. Or if not Israeli, because Israeli is a citizenship over there, they're Jewish Americans. And so they're making a list to where now they're demonizing their kids. They're putting them on the list so that I would know never to hire you. That's crazy. Or if I have this list now, like I was telling you earlier, they riding around with a truck with the advertisement on the sign that's showing these kids pictures of kids now. And I call them kids because they 20, 19, 18, all that. Saying that they support terrorism. And you might look at that damn sign and your son flash up on that thing. How would you feel? I would feel crazy if you telling me and you put my son picture up there and you telling him that he can't speak his mind. Supposed to be in a democratic or in a democracy where you can speak your mind and you have a vote and all this goofy stuff. But really you don't. You're allowing this one group of people to demonize your kids and say that your kids is wrong because they're hurting the feelings of my kids. That's crazy. Where's the American militias at? All the people that hate black people. All the people that think black people then took over America and everything's for black. What about these people that's clearly taking over America in front of your face? They don't care about none of them. They don't care about none of that. The militias, they don't care about it. They say all that, but then all the anger is still going to be directed to you.
I don't know if you've been like on Rumble lately. Now they directing the energy towards like our history, like the Puerto Rican brothers. They closed up the border. They taking now they back on that. Man.
Yeah. They bad talking about the borders. And you know what the crazy thing is? they succeeded in turning niggas against black. They succeeded in turning black people against Hispanics. Negroes sitting there still waiting for a handout. You giving them free housing, free this, free that. Like, nigga, so what? Do you got a job? Yeah, you got a job. All right, well, continue to just pay for your housing. You want it, you want the free housing though. You getting mad because they getting the free housing. At one point in time, you got the goddamn free housing, man. All of us been there where we got the free housing and food stamps and this and that. Don't be a sucker for the play. Like, that's one thing that we've always been a sucker. We're being a sucker to listen to, and then we'll really be that mad to go into the what is that called? The city council and go in there and bitch about it. They don't care about that. They just give you 5 minutes to say whatever you want to say, but ain't nothing ever going to come about what you're saying. So when we see black women and black men going up there and complaining, it's like, Negro, what are you doing? America has so much money that you're complaining about the little bit of change that they giving the Mexicans when America showed you that they have plenty of money. They just gave 92 billion to Israel and Ukraine. Right. They could have gave you 1 billion. Exactly. They could have gave you 1 million. 1 million, put this 1 million aside for all the black people that complain, that don't want to do anything. They just want to complain and watch everybody else get something. So they could have put $1 million aside for you, but they didn't. That just goes to show you what they think about you. But they'll continue to create an atmosphere that have you thinking that the Mexican is taken away from you, that the Puerto Rican is taken from you. That is that person that's really taken away from you, and it's not America's like fought for playing things how they playing it.
I'm like, what jobs are they really taking though? Like, that's what I'm like.
What jobs are you? They're doing stuff that Negro, you gonna complain, not even gonna do anyway. You ain't gonna get up off your couch and pick no goddamn watermelons, strawberries, and all that kind of stuff. Kwayashwan, you want me to tell you how I know? I've been out there. I was out there picking watermelons, and it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, man. I said, man, I'm a city slicker, man. Man. I'm a city slicker, man. That's when I understood. I was like, whoa, the brothers in the South built different. That's when I understood that. I was out there like, my muscles was locking up. You know how hey, you know how your muscles lock up? Your muscles lock up. Man, come on now. They doing jobs that you're not going to do, period. You're just not wise enough to understand what the oppressor is doing. What the oppressor is doing is he's turning one against he's pulling the old Willie Lynch again on us. The Willie Lynch before kept kept slavery perpetuating itself for 400 years. Now they coming back out and helping it go for another 400.
They say that, but then you'll let them do your. I hate to say it. You'll let them do your landscape. They'll be the same people. Crazy. Yeah, you'll talk all that trash, but then you'll be like, well, let me call them because they'll do it right. A nigga go do that. Everybody know they don't want to call no Negro to come and do no work on their house because it's going to take 20 years to do it, and then he may or may not do it right, or he may or may not finish the job at all. And that's hard to say. Salakia, if I'm offended, because there are some good electricians, there are some good HVAC. We got knock HVAC. Tazaiwan is electricity. We have some good workers out there, but when you know you want to get it done, who you call? Yeah. Even
come on.
Down to the food, like I go on some of the spots, it be full of Esau. Esau will be up, be jamming them spots, be packing them spots. Some of the
Esau horrible.
But then you want them out of here. You want our brothers out of here though.
Get out and leave Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Please leave. Get out of here. Close the borders. But leave Cinco de Mayo. We love those tacos. We love to act like we're Mexican on the 5th of May. On the 5th of May, we want to act like we're Mexican. We want to put the hat, the sombreros on. We want to put the shawls on. We want to, eat tacos and drink margaritas and stuff like that. But we hate Mexican people. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. Before you know it, Cinco de Mayo is going to be, Americanized. Meaning like it's not going to be a Mexican thing no more. It's going to be actually an Edomite thing.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to take it and figure out how to make it a Edomite thing. So we just Isaiah 5 and 13. We just ended off right there. Give me Isaiah 14 and 1, and we're gonna read that out. Hold on, what was it? No, give me Job 9 and 24 first. Give me Job 9 and 24 first. Job 9 and 24 first, right? So when we see all of the pain that's in the world today, we see all of the destruction in the world today. We see, drugs. We see the pedophilia that's allowed to proliferate. We see child trafficking. We see trafficking of women. We see organ trafficking and harvesting. We see all this horribleness that's going on the earth today, right? You got Job 9:24? Let me get Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24.
This is the reason why.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
It's not hard to understand who the wicked is, y'all. Right? Because if the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, then it's going to be the people that rule over the earth right now. Right. We see who rules over the earth right now. It's your Western nations, and you have Israel. Right? These are the people that rule over the earth today. All Caucasian people. And because Caucasian people rule or in a position of rulership, then we see a bunch of wickedness. We see a bunch of wickedness. When will the wickedness stop? Of course, there's always going to be people doing stuff wrong, but when will the wickedness? Yeah, when will it not be? When will it not be wicked?
Get out of rulership.
When what?
When they get out of rulership.
When they get out of rulership, bring me home. When the Lord comes back, you want to add something to it? I seen you. Yeah, I thought y'all said.
I was gonna say, we.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I meant by bringing me home. When niggas is ruling.
Right.
When the very people that everybody love to hate is ruling on top of the earth, that's when it's going to be right. That's when people are going to come to you and say, you know what? I'm sorry for treating you the way I treated you. But now, but thank you. Right? Because now homosexuality ain't allowed. Now my kid can go and walk down the street and go get a piece of candy from the damn store without some type of predator preying on him. And not only the predator, who can take them on their way to the store, but actually the store owner who has who can, how they be, back in the day we used to have to worry about the candy being messed up. Yeah, we had to worry about the candy being messed up and stuff like that. In that day, it's not gonna. Women ain't gonna worry about getting raped and all that kind of stuff like that, right? Because everybody's gonna be following these laws. Everybody's going to be following these laws. It ain't going to be no Buddha. It's not going to be no Allah. It's not going to be a separate set of laws for women and then a separate set of laws for Negroes, a separate set of laws for this nation of people. No, everybody's going to do what we say do, and that's what it is. That's the law of the land. Right. It ain't no. You got the laws in the Bible, but then you got the laws of the land. Some goofy this was some years ago. Was talking to me about obeying the laws of the land, that the laws of the land trump the laws in the Bible. I'm like, okay. The laws of in the land, it says that two men can get married. Does that trump the Bible? Come on, man. What are we talking about here, man? You follow the laws of the land as long as it's laws that's not going to have you sin against the Lord. But the laws of the land don't trump the goddamn Bible, man. What are we talking about here? So you're telling me that I got to follow the laws of the land first before I follow this. But two women can get married. Two men can get married. Drugs is acceptable. What are we talking about here, man? Come on, let's please use a little bit of logic, a little bit of common sense. And that's what we have the gift of. From us growing up on the streets the way we grew up, we have common sense.
Right.
We have common sense that a lot of people with degrees don't have. Trust me, I've been in these jobs. I've been at the bottom and I've been at the top. And I've used common sense to get at the top. I don't have no damn degree. I've used common sense to get at the top. But when you get to the top, you see that everybody don't use the same logic you use. I remember being at a job. I'm the only Negro in this joint, and I'm sitting there like, y'all used to sit there and look at. I used to be like this, looking at them like this person's stupid. Well, I was starting to come into the truth, so I was starting to learn stuff. But I used to look at the people like, this Edomite. This person is really stupid. This person who I thought was like smart is really dumb. I'm listening to. Yeah, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Read on.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Right, and the wicked, they cover the faces of the judges. Christ was a judge, right? Somebody that judges Israel, right? And they took and they covered his face and made his face look like theirs. So when we even think about getting righteous judgment or something, we think that we're going to get righteous judgment from white people or Caucasians versus you or me. You see what I'm saying? So we'll rather trust them when it comes to, I told my kid's mother, right? I said, yo, just give me their bank account number. And of course, when you set up direct deposit with a job, I can set up direct deposit with my own account, but then I can say, I want this amount to go to this account, but I want this amount to go to that account. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to set it up to where I didn't even have to deal with Esau. And then the money still come out of my check where I don't even see it. But you know what she said? I'd rather have it that way. I'd rather have it dealing with Caucasian people because they're going to make sure that you get the money. Why? Because a lot of times she called, I didn't have the goddamn money. I didn't have the money. I wasn't able to send it because I was dealing with whatever I was dealing with on my end. But that the point of the whole thing was, I'm like, well, shit, I can struggle with two more. I just send them to me, then I can struggle because what are you doing? Exactly. Might as well just send them to me. Yeah. You know what she told me? I must have offended her. You know what she told me? My kids is well taken care of. I said they can't be well taken care of because you still need money from this household. If I had them, I wouldn't be asking you for money. What the hell? Take care of them and do what I do. But they can't be well taken care of because you need money from this household. And Kwayaswan, it's hard for me to just Kwayaswan, I pay my child support, but it's hard. Look, man, it's hard when I see you taking these trips to Miami, you in Puerto Rico, you doing all you living what they say, hot girl summer.
That's like
I'm more so embarrassed for the damn boys. I'm like, God damn, why you dressed like that, man? And I want to take a vacation too, but I can't. Anyway, keep going. Well, what book was you in? Job, I think it was Job 9 and 24.
9 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah,
you can read it from the top.
Okay. Job chapter 9 and verse 24.
Uh-huh.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Mashak, give me that picture that's on the floor right there. You see that picture on the floor? No, not that one. Right there. Nah, give me Caesar Borgia. Right there on the floor. Yeah, that y'all step on. Right there. Look down. You're stepping on it. There we go. Give me that. Come on. Both of y'all can bring it. Come on, y'all. They're like, nah, I got it first. Right, I got it first. All right, watch yourself. All right, one of y'all, Mirage, you just bring it. Come on. Let go, Mashak. Thank you. Read on.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Uh-huh.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Look, we covered the faces of the judge. You know, remember we had in Israel, right? Y'all remember, Quantiton, if you could give me First Samuel 8 and 6. Remember, we had judges at first, right? And the judges used to rule over us, and they used to make the decisions, right? And then we asked for a king. They covered this judge. They covered our king, and they made him homosexual. Right? Read on.
If not, where and who is he?
If he's not, then where and who is he? Who is the real judge, right? Who is the real king? Who is the wicked? If the people that we see that's responsible for everything, all the death and destruction in the earth today, if they're not the wicked, who and where is the wicked, right? Yeah, no, this is him. This the people. Our eyes ain't deceiving us. You got it, Quatazar.
Come on. The first book of Samuel, chapter 8, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
But the thing displeased Samuel.
Right.
When they said, give us a king to judge us.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when we needed a king to judge us? Why did we get a king to judge us? Why did we ask for a king? Why did we ask for a king to judge us? Read that part one more time, Quantazar.
Karawan Khan. The first book of Samuel, chapter 8, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing displeased Samuel
Mm-hmm.
when they said, give us a king to judge us.
Right, because they asked for a king, right? Why did they ask for a king? They seen everybody else had a king. They seen that everybody else. We had judges. Go ahead.
Isn't that when they started worshiping like false idols and stuff like that?
Yeah, we always had that issue. Yeah, it wasn't no specific time. We literally always had that issue, but there was a time where we had judges that was ruling over us. Now, some of the judges were righteous, but some of the judges were wicked as well. But we envy the other nations. That's the problem. We get around these other nations and we envy them. And so we asked Samuel to give us a king like everybody else has, so that this king can go and fight for us, so this king can make all the decisions, so this king can do everything for us. Read on.
And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. Verse 7.
No, drop down to 20.
Mm-hmm. Verse 20. That we also may be like all the nations.
That's why we asked for that's why we asked for the judge or the king. We had judges, but read that again from 20.
Verse 20. That we also may be like all the nations.
Because we want to be like everybody the hell else. Being holy is too much for us. You know, it's too much. To be separate is too much. We want to be like everybody else. You know, no uniqueness, right? We asked for the king so that we can be like the other nations. That's crazy. It's crazy. Read on.
And that our king may judge us.
So that our king, so this one man can judge us, not like the judges that we had, the multiple men. Go ahead.
And go out before us and fight our battles.
Right. We think he's this one man gonna go out and fight our battles. Right. So understanding that concept of having a king, who's the king now?
Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you was correct. I'm just reaching for this. Goes back to Job 9 and 24. He covered up the faces of the judges, right? Christ he's a judge, right? He's a king over Israel who judges us. Read on.
Verse 21. And Samuel heard all the words of the people.
Hey, somebody put Gringo de Mayo. That's funny. I'm dying. Like Cinco de Mayo, Gringo de Mayo. That's pretty clever right there. I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't gonna use that again. Kana said Crybullies. The term crybullies, it's 9 o'clock, y'all. I got to get up out of here. So the term crybullies is I got you right now. The term crybully is a person who engages in intimidation, harassment, or other abusive behavior while claiming to be a victim. So this is the person who you're the bully. Yeah, you're the bully, but then you're claiming that the victim is somehow hurting you. You know, while you're being abusive. Like, okay, so we're prime example we're talking. What we was talking about earlier was we'll use the little hats. The little hats claim to be victims, all while when we look at their videos on TikTok, it's saying, we're going to demolish you. You're rats, you're dogs, you're animals, you're this, you're that. You know, okay. Over here in America, they're trying to act like we're just being so much persecuted on these college campuses and all that kind of stuff. But then on the flip side, when we look at the videos from the IDF, the video from their military where they're, you know, destroying stuff on purpose, they're going through the Palestinian women clothes. They're like, they put on the bras. They're like mocking at people. They're like, we clearly see you doing the evilness, but then you're saying that the people, that everybody else, the victims that you're bullying, is really the evil ones. So you know, self-persecution, man. That's what these people are all about. Self-persecution. They create an atmosphere and then cry victim when things don't go right. But you created this atmosphere. You created this atmosphere. And I think it was Voltaire. It was one of them. Don't quote me on who it was, but you could type in this quote. It says that you can know who rules over you by who you can't criticize. You know who rules over you by who you can't criticize. And we understand who we can't criticize. I just got my YouTube damn near just got shut down. You know what I mean? Because of so-called hate speech. And I'm like, well, this is literally hate speech? What I just said right here is hate speech? Oh, okay. You just don't want the truth to go out. So, nevertheless, stay tuned for what's tomorrow's class? Wednesday in Smyrna, the law class, down there with Thashiyam, Matazia Allah, Kohal, Isaiah War. Y'all stay tuned for that. We got to get up out of here, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all rock with me for 2 whole hours. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up Precinct Officer Zarah Bakar. As a kid, this stuff get crazy. Bro. Bro. I already know.
No, it should be able to hear me.
We got these chairs up in. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Lucky, y'all. Well, I didn't already got started.
Oh man, they gonna see the whole class.
Check out the new class. No, let me see. Hold on. Sit down. There we go. You know, bring this back on around to my man Zarah Bakar. Y'all see the screen? That's what everybody else is seeing out there in the classroom. All right. And here go my brother right here. There we go. There we go, right there. You got it.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. God, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'asharah means 10th in Hebrew. It's 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. We just got out of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's the next one. The Feast of...
Maybe it's Tabernacles, but Salaki, we'll get it. We'll get it for the next time.
For the next time. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, man, in Israel, Majah.
Come on, close your mouth, boy.
Man, in Israel, Majah Shabbat, Mike, Barak, that's a Matah, Sar, turn and face the sisters.
God face the sisters, y'all.
Sisters Amijah. Men of Israel. Amijah Shabbat. Amijah. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Allah by Shimi Abashai. That's Matah. Class dismissed.